What a great day to be a Wildcat. I mean, think about it. This is a great day. Coach Snyder and Sharon, we're sitting in this room because of you and your legacy. You've built K-State football, and you've set the predicate for Chris to be successful, and we are forever indebted to you, your coaches, and your family. Thank you. Thank you very much. Coach Klieman, thank you for coming here, for accepting this offer. Where's Rhonda? And where's... Oh, I'm missing, I can't... Okay, there they are. Rhonda and Devin and Haley and Colby. Welcome, folks. We know you've got some things to clean up in North Dakota, but we can't wait to get here and become part of our family. I think you know that Coach Klieman has got undying loyalty from his players. And if you looked at the tweets from his meeting with our team last night, he's got some loyalty there too. They want to get started. It's just too bad it's December, but they're eager, and that's obviously a good sign. And we know, Coach, you're going to build on this tradition and continue doing it in the right way. Gene, thank you so much for the process that you conducted in this search. It was a fairly quick process, helped out by NFL Foundation Hall of Fame events in New York, attracted a lot of coaches, so it made it a little bit easier to do a lot of the interviewing. But my hat's off to Gene Taylor and his staff for the integrity you put into this process, the due diligence that you exercised, and I think we're going to forever be indebted to you and your staff for that work. I think I'll just end by saying, you know, one of our 2025 strategic goals is to have a great student-athlete experience. And when it comes to football, that all starts with the head coach. And I think we can say that that goal looks like it's going to be achieved. A lot of work to do, of course, and you know that, but we think that's going to be achieved. So, Coach, Rhonda, family, welcome to our family. I hope you can feel the hugs. Okay, so with that, I'm going to introduce Gene Taylor, the athletic director, Kansas State University, and who has worked tirelessly for the last couple of weeks getting to this moment. So, Gene, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you for everybody for being here. It is a great day. I'm extremely excited. In a minute, I'll get into Chris and his family and why I decided to go with Chris Klieman, but I can't tell you how excited I am, and I want to thank everybody for being here. We've got some former players here. Obviously, we've got our current players here. Appreciate them being here. We've got a lot of staff and coaches. Thank you guys for being here and coming out to support this big decision, and Coach Klieman and his family. We have some tremendous supporters of our athletic program that are here as well, that are great members of our Ahern Fund. They've helped us with a lot of our facilities, and they've brought us to where we are today because of that wonderful support. We've got deans in the room. We've got university administration, cabinet members, and that says a lot. I think hopefully a message to the Kliemans about how important our athletic program is and how much it means to them to turn out like this, and we thank you all very, very much. I have some other thank yous. Clearly, President Myers, his leadership and guidance for me throughout this process was immeasurable. For me to be able to lean on him with kind of my thoughts and ideas and who I was talking to and why I was talking to, and him to kind of keep me grounded and supported throughout the whole process. President Myers, and thank you very much. Mary Jo, the First Lady's here. Mary Jo, thank you for being here. You're awesome, by the way. You're a great First Lady. To my family and my friends that have helped me through the process to kind of keep me grounded. Had to bounce a lot of things off of them and make sure that I was heading in the right direction. I have a wonderful wife, Kathy, who's here, and a tremendous family and a group of friends that kind of I could talk to and visit with as well. Kenny Lanou and Jill Shields, I tell you what, they were rock stars. Throughout the process, they were in every interview. We huddled after each interview. We talked to them a great deal. I leaned on them significantly to get their opinion. They challenged me significantly throughout the process as to why I wanted to go a certain direction or why I liked the candidate or why they liked the candidate. So I really appreciate Kenny and Jill very, very much. They were phenomenal. You know, my Ventura partners, Chad Chatlos, was the search firm we used. Chad's a longtime friend of mine. He played football at the Naval Academy when I was there. He did a tremendous job as well, kind of guiding us. And what I want you to know is the search firms don't make those decisions. We talked to them. We said, here's what we were looking for in a football coach. These are the kind of qualities we're looking for. Help us find some guys that are interested that we can talk to, and they did a tremendous job. My senior staff, tremendous group of senior associate athletic directors and associate athletic directors. As I came kind of towards the end of my decision, we huddled in the room and had some pretty heavy conversations about which direction we should go. And they challenged me a great deal, and I appreciated that challenge. I appreciated them to make sure I knew what I was doing. It wasn't a yes, yeah, Gene, whatever you want kind of conversation. And we only get better as a department if we have the kind of people that I get to work with every day that are going to force me into making decisions or or question me as to why I want to do something. At the end of the day, they supported it, and I just thank them very, very much. Coach, again, your support throughout this process has been phenomenal. Your input was, I told you just a minute ago, was invaluable. I thank you very much, and I thank everything you've done, obviously, for our program, and I couldn't have done it without your input. Thank you very much. I also had a lot of advisors throughout the process. I want to thank all of our fans. I'm still going through my emails. I got about 300 or so. I'm down to about 120. And most of them started out, they weren't quite in the favor of the decision, and we're getting better. I've had a lot of guys say, hey, by the way, you know that email I sent you the other day, can I pull that back? I'm like, yeah, absolutely, be happy to. So in this position, you have a lot of advisors, and I appreciate what I love about it is our fans' passion. They love this place, and they care a great deal, and that's what makes K-State special, is because we do have a fan base that loves it being here, and they want the right thing for our program. Whether it's football or any of our other sports, they're going to let us know. And sometimes we don't always agree with their opinion, but they do it because they care. And at the end of the day, they support K-State, and we couldn't be anywhere without our fan base. So appreciate them very much. So now I want to introduce Rhonda and Devin and Colby and Haley. What we're getting with Chris is a tremendous family, a tremendous supporters. You're gonna love them. My wife has already shown Rhonda which house she needs to buy. So, but they are a tremendous family. They're going to be very, very fun to get to know. We've got Haley's a junior in high school, plays volleyball. Kobe is an 8th grader, and Devin is a junior at North Dakota State, and soon to be probably a junior or senior at Kansas State at some point. So, Rhonda, if you'd like to come up, I want to give you a little something and welcome you to the K-State family. All right, before I introduce officially or formally Coach Klieman, I want to kind of tell you a little bit why I like the guy. I said to a group earlier, I hired him at North Dakota State to take over Craig Bowles' position after Craig won 3 national championships, and I didn't get a chance to work with him, so I'm just putting this out there. I hope I get to work with him a little bit longer than I did at North Dakota State. But one of the reasons I like Chris is when I looked him in the eye and I said, Coach, why do you want to replace Coach Bolt? He just won 3 national championships. The expectation at North Dakota State at the time wasn't anything less than a national championship. It was about, I said, Coach, if you go 8-3 and get into the playoffs, that's not going to be a good thing. He looked at me in the eye and says, Gene, we're going to not only win another national championship, I'm going to win a lot more national championships. And that's pretty brazen. I'll give him that. But he backed it up. And so Coach Klieman has been part of, between his assistant's time and his head coach time, he's been part of 6 national championships in 7 years. He's won 3 out of 4 in his time there. I can't tell you how difficult that is to do. I don't care what level you play football at, to be able to maintain that success, maintain that championship level, to maintain that level of greatness is very, very difficult. And he does it the right way with character. He does it the right way, treating his student athletes the best way they can be. He loves them. He challenges them, but he builds them into champions, and he does it the right way. And I watched him do that from afar. I watched him do that as an assistant, and because I knew North Dakota State, and then because I knew what Kansas State was about in terms of culture, in terms of what we believed in, what drove us to be successful in the right way, I knew he would be a fit. And to me, at the end of the day, it's all about fit. Are they going to be here? Are they going to be a part? Are they going to understand the legacy of what he was undertaking by replacing Coach Snyder? And he gets it. So I can't tell you how proud I am to introduce to you our 35th football coach, Coach Chris Klieman.
Can't tell you how excited I am. I'm losing my voice. I'm that excited. But thank you, President Myers, for the conversation that we had over the weekend and for entrusting me with Gene to get this job done. I'm really excited about the challenge. To Kenny and Jill, thank you so much. Loved getting to know you. Appreciated the time we spent. You're right. I think you did challenge Gene, and that was good. But I'm excited to work with you moving forward. Gene Taylor and I have a long relationship. Have known each other since 2011. Been around him. I trust him. I love him. I know he's going to challenge me. But I can't thank you enough, Gene, for taking another opportunity and taking another chance on a guy that, when I was going to become the head coach at North Dakota State, I'd only been a defensive coordinator. But I learned an awful lot in my different experiences that I thought would enable me to have success with a group of people. And you're never going to hear me in a press conference ever say I. It's always about us, we, our. And that's what I am. That's what I'm about, is doing it together. And I can't wait to do this with you, Gene, and I appreciate everything. Coach Snyder, a lot of people know this now because it's been out there a little bit. But I've looked up to Coach Snyder since the early 80s. When I was growing up in Waterloo, Iowa, I was a undersized, to say to speak, quarterback. And Coach was working for Hayden Fry at the University of Iowa, and I'd go attend his camps, stand in the quarterback line and spin it around and get talked to a little bit. And I followed him there, obviously followed him when he came to Kansas State. I had a great opportunity to compete against him as a defensive coordinator a few years back. We still, at North Dakota State, were watching a lot of what they did offensively and defensively to continue to get schemes and things that we were doing at North Dakota State. But I know the shoes that I have to fill, Coach. And you're a legend. You're an icon. I look up to you. I'm going to continue to ask you questions. I'm going to continue to bounce ideas off you, because you are Kansas State football. And I'm so excited to continue on in your legacy. And I'm going to make you proud, Coach. I promise you that. Sean, we've had some great conversations just in the last couple of days. Can't wait to work with you. So excited. You're a fabric of this institution. You're a fabric of Kansas State. And I look forward to getting to know you better and better. My family, thank you, Rhonda, Devin, Haley, Colby. My youngest one is so jacked because he's out of school today. So it was a day for him to be out of school, and so he's excited. But I know they're really excited about coming to Manhattan and to Kansas State. It's been a fun road. It's been a stressful road a little bit. In the fact everybody knows this, I'm kind of head coach of two programs right now. And we still have some work to do at North Dakota State. And part of the reason that I'm here is because of the support I have from the players and administration at North Dakota State. I told the players this last night. I love every one of those kids back there. There's 110 kids back at North Dakota State that I love. I have 24 seniors that I brought on campus either 4 or 5 years ago that I've told them how much I love them, and we have still work to do. And we have a journey that we're still working on. And we play in a game on Friday night. And they gave me their unwavering support of, Coach, this is a great opportunity. It's an opportunity you've earned. We love you. Go do what you do for today, and then come back and let's get ready to go to practice on Thursday. And I told the players they wouldn't have it any other way. I told the players at Kansas State that as well. Wouldn't have it any other way, because I'll always have your back. I'll always have your back as a player of mine. And I'm excited to go back to battle with those guys later on this afternoon as we prepare to continue on in our playoff run. It's a privilege to be the head coach at Kansas State. It's a privilege to get to know the former players. I want you back into our program. You've always been in our program, but I want you around. I want you guys to be up in the offices. I want you to be able to come to practice. I want you to address the team. We do this as coaches and current players to carry on the legacy of what you guys have done. You guys have put the jersey on. You laid the foundation with the coaches for the success that we're having, for all the great facilities we have. And I'm a huge former player guy. And I can't wait to meet you. I can't wait to spend some time with you, bounce ideas off you, because this is your place. This is your institution. And I'm just here to keep moving in the right direction, keep steering this thing in the right direction, and continue to improve. You know, I mentioned to the guys last night, this program's in really good shape. This program's in really good shape, and it's a credit to Coach Snyder and the staff and the current players. And my goal is this, to challenge every one of those guys to win every day, compete and win each day. Whether that's in the academic world, classroom, whether it's on the football field, socially, whether it's strength and conditioning, you win every dang day. And you challenge each other to be great. Challenge each other to leave their comfort zone. Challenge each other to see how great we can be and hold each other to the high standard that is Kansas State football. And we do have a high standard here, and we're going to continue to uphold that high standard with high character, high quality, tough, physical football players. I'm so excited to be here. I can't wait to meet all you, work with all you. Appreciate everything. Go Cats.
Hey, Coach Matt Hall, K-StateOnline. You were here as a player, like you said, in 1989. Then you were a coach here against K-State in 2012. How different was the program, the facilities, the atmosphere between 89 and 12 when you came back? Well,
you know, a lot of things have changed in college football from 89 to 2013 is the year we were back here. And I just see, you know, this is a great fan base. It's a phenomenal fan base. And I'm excited because I remember walking down the tunnel in 2013 as a defensive coordinator going, what kind of hornet's nest did we get ourselves into? Because it was loud, it was raucous. It was about 106 that day, and it was a warm day. But it's continued to foster and grow under Coach Snyder's leadership. And I see what even the fruits of the last few years. In 2013, not everything was done. More and more things are being put in the infrastructure with facilities, and I can't wait to be able to get involved and use them.
Coach, welcome. First off, Cal Knight here from the Wichita Eagle, Kansas City Star. Your phrase "win the dang day" seems to be everybody's favorite thing already here. How did that come about? Can you give us a backstory on why you use that so much and just elaborate on what it means?
Well, I've got a great friend, a guy that I love that's a performance coach that's been a part of my life for 5 years, a guy by the name of Ben Newman that the current players are going to get to know really well. And Ben works with a lot of our players at North Dakota State, and it's one of his mantras. And Ben's been a huge influence, huge impact in my life. And I believe this, you're only guaranteed today. You're only guaranteed today. Give everything you can today for yourself and for the guy next to you. If you do that in all aspects of your life, you're going to have a heck of a day. And you do that in all aspects of your life, you're going to be able to be successful in order to get to the next day to win tomorrow. So we've always talked about just being great today. I'm a 1-0 day, 1-0 for the day guy. If you go 1-0 for the day and you stack those Monday through Friday, you have a chance to go 1-0 on Saturday. And that's kind of what we do.
Coach Scott Fritchen of GoParacat.com. Welcome to Kansas State.
Thank you.
Obviously, you've had tremendous success at North Dakota State at the FCS level,
Yep.
and the lines are blurred between FCS and FBS in recent years. In your mind, what will be the biggest difference or challenge in taking over at a BCS program, and then maybe what is the specialness of being able to do so at the Power 5 level?
Well, it's a dream job of mine to be able to coach at a Power 5 school, and I found the right fit at Kansas State. And Gene's right. For me, it's all about fit, and I think this is a phenomenal fit here to come from North Dakota State and Kansas State. 'Cause I think the programs, the communities are very similar. The fan bases are very similar. I think football is football for starters, and I think if you look at what we've done over the last 8 years that I've been there and beating some Power 5 schools, you don't need the 5-star kid all the time. You need kids that buy in. You need kids that can be developed. You need kids that have great character, great leadership, hold each other accountable. I'm excited about the extra scholarships. Going from 63 to 85 is going to help. I'm excited about the extra resources. But make no mistake, when you put it between the lines, it doesn't matter. Nobody's going to look across from that guy and say, oh, boy, he was more heavily recruited than I was. Who's going to win that one-on-one battle? And so I know that we recruit at North Dakota State, or we have recruited against Power 5s all the time and against Group of 5s all the time. And if you do your due diligence in recruiting and attack recruiting, and I think our staff at North Dakota State did a great job of that, what we will do here at Kansas State is pound the pavement and get out there and get around recruits and be in our footprint and continue to contact those guys. You got to build relationships. That's recruiting. That's all recruiting is building relationships, building trust, and I'm excited to move forward and do that.
Mike McFeely from the Foreman Fargo. Chris, congratulations, first of all. I assume some of the emails that Gene got were about recruiting Texas and Oklahoma, and you don't necessarily have experience in those areas. You're more up in the Minnesota, Iowa, North and South Dakota. How do you overcome that, and what's your plan there?
Well, we'll find some guys that have really good ties to those areas for starters, and I already have a number of guys in mind. The people of Frisco, Texas know what North Dakota State football is. I think we've put up shop there a number of years that I think that they'll welcome the style of football that is going to be Kansas State and the physical toughness. But make no mistake, I know from an alumni base that Kansas City area, Dallas area, Houston area are huge areas, and we're going to attack those areas.
Coach John Kurtz with K-Man, what did you really want to convey to the team when you got a chance to meet with them for the first time as they get to know you?
Just the fact that I'm going to be here for them. I'm going to have their back. I'm going to challenge the heck out of them. I'm going to love them, but I'm going to challenge them. I asked them to hold each other accountable, hold each other to the high standard. That's sometimes difficult to do as a peer, but to challenge your peer to see how great they can be. And it's got to come. It's got to come from within. You have to play for the guy next to you. You have to want to do it for your brother next to you. You have to want to do it for the name on the front of the jersey, not the name on the back of the jersey. And that's what's been done here. That's a credit there. That's what's been done here. That's why I'm saying this program is healthy. And that was just me trying to convey that that's what I'm going to continue to foster is your ability to continue to play for each other, your ability to hold each other to a high standard, hold each other accountable.
Hi, Chris. Vahe Gregorian, Kansas City Star. Congratulations and welcome. Sort of a two-part question. I wonder what it means to you to have Coach Snyder and Sean and the family here today. And the second part of that is I also wonder how you process the feeling of that you were going to be succeeding a legend as you were considering your decisions and all this. Well, it means the world for me to have the Snyder family here because I think it shows a sign of respect that like Gene said, what we have done at a previous institution is really hard to do. And for us to be, 100, what are we, Mike, 110 and 8 in 8 years? And 67 and 6 in my 5 years as head coach. Winning football games is hard, guys. People don't realize how hard it is to win a football game. And I'm so appreciative of the Snyder family being here. And I can't wait to work with them. And I know and I hit it on the opening comments. I'm following a legend, following an icon that I have so much respect for and so much admiration for. It's one of the reasons I'm in this business. And I'm so excited to continue to foster and get to know them better and build those relationships because I need their help. Did that make it at all complicated for you? I mean, that can be a burden for somebody.
No, not when you have great people. Not when you have great people like they are, people of high character. They're not going to have animosity. They want this place to be successful just like I do. And so I know they're going to help me. And I know this. Players play for coaches that care. Coaches for coaches that care. If you care, and I know those guys care about this institution, they're going to help me. And I'm so excited to continue on that run with them.
Hey, Chris, Ryan Black here with the Manhattan Mercury. Welcome to town. I guess what I'm wondering is, and I know you've probably already given this a lot of thought, how is it going to break down with your days when you've mentioned you're still the head coach of basically 2 programs, and there's only 24 hours in a day. So how have you had to just sit down and do a list of like from 3 to 4 I'm doing this and 5? Like how is that working for you?
Well, that's coaching in general. Any coach that's in here, and there's a lot of coaches in here from a lot of different sports, that's what you do. You multitask. And once again, because I care about both places, I'm going to give every bit of attention to have to both places. But it's pretty simple. When I leave here and head back, I've got practice tonight, and I'll make a few phone calls late in the night for Kansas State, turn my attention back on Thursday to the football team that we have at North Dakota State, and on Friday from 7 to 10:30, nobody call me. I got a lot of things going on, and we play a football game. And not only that, but the other thing that's really cool about the experience that is happening back at North Dakota State, there's 18 seniors that are graduating at 2 o'clock. That's pretty cool. 18 seniors graduating at 2 o'clock. We have our pregame at 3. So I've pushed them to the front of the graduation line, which has been good. We've won enough games that they're allowing us to do that. Push them up to the front of the line, get them out of there, go to our pregame at 3, and go tee it up. Now, the one good thing from the recruiting standpoint, this is the last weekend that obviously you can be out or have people in. So I'll be out for Kansas State this weekend in recruiting and trying to finish up that. And then once the, quote, the dead period hits, it's pretty easy to handle both of them.
Follow up to that, how much does it help you that you are literally doing the exact same thing Craig Bowl did, staying through the rest of the playoffs and then you go to the next job? Does that at all help you?
Well, I've seen it done. And obviously it's not one individual. It's a collective group of people, great administrative support here, great administrative support at North Dakota State. And that, if you have people that are supportive in the high-ranking areas, you're going to be successful. And I saw Craig do it, and we were successful. I got a bunch of coaches back there. I'm not a micromanager, guys. I got coaches back there that are working their tail off, getting ready for practice. Players that know that the coaches are working their tail off. It will not be an issue. It will not be a distraction. We've got too many unbelievable seniors that won't allow it, and they're excited to just tee it up and play with each other one more time.
You mentioned the coaches, and I was just curious, the process of identifying and hiring assistant coaches is important when taking over a program. Exactly where are you in that process? Do you have names in mind for an OC in DC? And when would you like to have the process complete in hiring your staff?
Obviously, I do have names. I'm going to talk to everybody on this staff, and I've been in this profession for a long time, so I have a lot of acquaintances and friends and colleagues that I know. But I'm going to do my due diligence. I want to make sure that I have the right fit. It's still, somebody could be a great coach, but are they the right fit for what we want to do at Kansas State? And so I would say we would start that, filling some of those needs within the next week.
I know you've already addressed this some, Chris, but what is your message to those people who are just going to continue to doubt that FCS to the Big 12 is just going to be too big of a leap for you? What's the overall message?
Well, I hit it on football's football, and you get 11 guys that are buying in on either side of the ball, you can have great success. And I know that it's going to be talked about. I get that. Carson Wentz, I think he played in the FCS, and he's a pretty doggone good quarterback. And a lot of people maybe would have liked to have had him. He ended up at North Dakota State, and there's a bunch of guys like that. But it's about evaluating and getting the guys that buy in to be able to play at whatever level you're at. Once again, Division III, FCS, Division I, Power 5, and I know that proof is going to be in the pudding. We have to be successful, and I look forward to the challenge.
Last question here, formally.
It's Joe from GoPowerCat.com. It struck me in 2013 when you guys came down here how important football was to Bison fans. It was, and it's very similar at K-State. How important was it to you to find an institution where people are all in? This is important to the culture of K-State.
Boy, it was really important, and that's a great point. I know NDSU fans travel in droves and do a great job. K-State fans do the same thing, and it was absolutely imperative that I found a fit where the community, the K-State community, the fan base was all in. And we all watch, everybody watches college football and sees games on any night of the week or Saturday and sees empty stadiums. And you don't see an empty stadium at North Dakota State, and you don't see an empty stadium at Kansas State. So that's another part that was a big fit for me, and I'm so excited. I can't wait till that first game, running out there and seeing the great fan base, and can't wait to meet them all too.
Okay, appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Appreciate you coming.